Hey y'all. Hey. Hey. God. I am not feeling well, but I am just going to get this done and out of the way. I was gonna wait, but 2 days have elapsed since episodes 9 to 11 of Love Is Blind season 4 came out, and I have to come in and put my 2 cents in. So please, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe this channel. Please help your sister out. So let's get into it. So much has been happening this season. Do you guys feel like this season is more popular than the others? Are is Love and Blind becoming more popular? I've watched since season 1. It seems like on TikTok, I'm seeing more and more TikToks made about the season of Love is Blind. I was about to say Love and Hip Hop. I keep thinking about Love and Hip Hop. I have not watched Love and Hip Hop since before the pandemic, but Love is Blind. These Love is Blind streets are a piping hot mess. The villain now, you guys, is Dame Mas Jacquelina. She is now the ultimate villain. And she is up there with who are our past villains? We have Shake and Bartiz. Even though Bartiz that bad of a villain? And you know who else was a villain? Zainab. Zainab was last year's, I think, ultimate villain at the end. So for season 4, it was Frickin' Frack, which is Irina and Micah, and now it has turned to Jacquelina because Homegirl is foul. All right, so let's get into it. Episodes 9 to 11. These are the last 3 episodes before the wedding. The wedding I do's, or as SK put it, I do not. So all right, so episode 9 starts. Okay, we got Jackie and Marshall. I I called it from the beginning. I said this girl needs to heal. She wants a rough and tough guy. She wants someone to manhandle her. She wants someone to go back and forth with her. She does not want peace. Okay? She wants chaos. And Marshall is just not there. He's not that. And I just feel so bad that she pulled him in and he was fighting so hard, for her, for it to end up like this. He should have known. Jackie had tons of red flags. He should have known, but he ignored it. I don't know if it's the allure of the show and just trying to get to the altar that makes people just put up with shit that they normally wouldn't put up with. But anyway, so let's get into it. Jackie and Marshall. So Jackie, I guess they're back at the apartment from Chelsea's birthday party. I think that's where it left off. And Jackie just always looks high. She just looks out of it. Are they drinking that much? Listen, I would hate to do a show where I'm constantly drinking because then you look back and you're like, oh shit, not everyone handles liquor the same. But she just looked so just out of it. And Marshall asked, all he did is ask Jackie what she requires of him, and she has a breakdown. She had a mental breakdown. She's like, oh, I can't, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. And all she tells him is he's doing fine. He doesn't want to talk. But then you can't say he's doing fine when you are lamenting and just saying he's too soft, he's too this. You need to give feedback. Feedback is important in a relationship. And then she tries to throw him off and I guess tries to add levity to the conversation by complimenting his eyes, as if you never noticed his eyes before. It's the first time you've seen his eyes. He does have pretty eyes, but I hate people like that. They're trying to just be dismissive of the topic at hand and try to veer off course, which is not working because I like the way he he brought it back to the situation at hand. Jackie is just so she's just so obtuse. And again, she's trying to slap a band-aid on the situation. So she doesn't want to talk. And she said, just love me. Just love me. Well, that's not enough, sweetheart. Relationships are work. She doesn't want to work. She just wants chaos. That's the only way she can, get by. That's what adds excitement to her life, which is a shame. That's an indication that you need to heal. So now we have Zach and Liz. Did I say Liz? Bliss, sorry. Who the fuck is Liz? Anyway, Zach and Bliss go to meet his family. And, they're, basically a normal family. As we know, his mother passed, so he had the support of his sister and his aunts. I think there was an uncle there. They're just a regular, good old Americana family. They seem to love Bliss, and she was gloating about Zach the whole time. Yeah, okay. So Bliss has this weird accent. She's like, yeah, and I just love the way, Zach kind of validates my feelings. And, I'm just in love with him and we have a lot in common. And he just changed me for the better of myself. And what is that accent? That must be some kind of Seattle. Bliss, it's just how some black girls will try to sound super white and talk like that. That's what it reminds me of. You have regular black girls like me who they say we speak white. No, I don't speak white. I speak proper. Okay. But however, there are some people, not just black, other cultures, minorities who will put on that like voice and try to mimic what like a valley girl sounds like. It's like a Kardashian mixed with like a valley girl, and I am just not for it. That voice, that's how Bliss talks. I don't know. Maybe it could just be her, where she's from, who she frequents, who she hangs around. I don't even remember any of Bliss's friends. Did she bring any friends around? I saw her sister. Anywho, so I noted that, and also Zach and Bliss low key look alike. They say the person you're supposed to end up with, you look like them. And I noticed that. To me, Zach and Bliss look alike, and also Tiff and Brett look alike. Uh, Kwame and Chelsea don't look alike. Maybe years later they will start looking alike. But as for now, Kwame and his nose, whew, child, let me not. Listen, we as Haitians can be very colorist and very featurist. So let me not go there. We are a hella colorist. You got dark skinned Haitians who are colorists. So what does that tell you? The Caribbean as a whole. But yeah, Chelsea and Kwame, who knows? Maybe they'll start looking alike in old age. Let's see. So now we are, yeah, back to Kwame and Chelsea. Oh, they're shopping. Chelsea has a cute little outfit on. She had like this. I like that coat. It's like a woolen shearling kind of long coat, and she had some white go-go boots. Listen, I love Chelsea. Chelsea is unapologetically herself and very self-assured. I like that about her. A lot of people may not like that because people don't like when someone's too self-assured and too I don't want to say she's self-aware because I don't think she's aware in that she's catching Kwame's mood. She's self-assured. So yeah, so they're shopping. Kwame is not impressed. He has a lot on his mind. Something heavy is weighing on him. And like I said, Chelsea's just unaware. She's just in her, I can't wait to marry you. You're so hot. I can't wait to be your wife. Isn't this great? Isn't this just great? I don't know if Chelsea's ignoring his feelings. And Kwame's like, yeah, this is just great. Their energy is just weird. So then, yeah, they're weird. And then Chelsea got a little snippy with him because I guess she asked him, how's her outfit? And he was like, yeah, that's tough. And Chelsea's like, why can't you just say I look good? What the fuck does that mean? She don't know what tough means. And also, Kwame, when did Kwame where did he obtain this hood vernacular? Kwame could switch it up because around those people, he's very like, yeah, yeah, very like white guy kind of. And I hate to say that, but Kwame also puts on that, yeah, yeah, ha, ha, yuck, yuck, yuck. He could yuck it up. But then he switched to like, yo, that's tough. Tough is so hearing that from Kwame, I wouldn't have known what that meant either. I know tough and words like that to be more of a New York, East Coast kind of slang. Like that shit is dope. That shit is tough. That's not new slang. That shit is tough. That shit is bad. When they say Shodi is bad, that means she really looks good. It's like they take a negative and it means positive. That shit is sick. Sick means it's nice. So hearing that from Kwame was kind of weird, but whatever. Chelsea didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, but so he had to break it down to her. And so then they got into a little bit of a back and forth. But before that, they had a weird scene with strawberries. I don't know if Chelsea's trying to create a moment. You in the middle of a store eating chocolate dipped strawberries, and she's like, "Yeah, do you like it? Yeah, take some. Take yeah." And he's like, "No, no, no. That's it." She's like, "You better eat it now." And he's like, "All right, all right." That was just a weird scene. Chelsea has to be wasted. I think these people liquor you up. You know what though? That's the only way I'd be able to do this show. I would need to be downing and downing just so I can be uninhibited because my normal self, I am very reserved and quiet. But once that liquor get in me, boy, it's a wrap. Last year, I just remember last year, right after my divorce, those few months after my divorce, I was drunk the whole just the whole few months because I was just navigating a new landscape in life. I guess that was my way of coping. But when I tell you I partied hard too, you know, um, so liquor really just gets you uninhibited. So I think they need that for this show. And I think Chelsea is wasted. She's doing a lot of weird shit. So they get into a conversation about being direct versus being confrontational. This I am with Kwame because there's a way to talk to your partner so that you can ensure a clear communication. And you should also be able to check your partner if they respond to you in a way that's kind of hostile. You should be able to have free and open talk without being defensive. And Chelsea got defensive when he asked her, "Are you okay this morning?" She's like, "Do I look okay?" Kwame was within his rights to check her on that. And I'm glad that he's checking her and holding her accountable. I could appreciate that in a partner. He wasn't, being nasty. He wasn't being rude. He just said, "Hey, this bothered me, and what's up? What's the deal?" That's not the way you should be responding to me. And I think, Chelsea kind of pushed back a little. And, listen, you're dealing with two people. You are two different people. You've led two different lives. You have two different personalities. And the whole point in a relationship is to become one. And it's a cycle of forgiving and a cycle of communication. That's just how you can judge success of a relationship. So I have to pause this for a second. Hold on. Damn, how do I do this? All right, I have to take a little break. So where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So I respect how Kwame is handling conflict in the situation with Chelsea and him. And yes, it is highly important how two people in a relationship talk to one another. Respect is key. That's one thing I am adamant about. Respect is key. One thing I will never ever do in a new relationship going forward, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not being nasty, being rude. Any disrespect, I'm not tolerating. I'm out. That's my thing. And you know what? You live and you learn. And these are important conversations to have. The way your partner talks to you is everything. That's an important dynamic in a relationship. But yeah, Kwame just doesn't seem happy. It looks like he's homesick. And he is uneasy because he doesn't have his mother's support. Listen, our parents' support is paramount to many of us. I know it is to me. So again, we're adults, we do as we please, but if your parents are not 100% on board with you, it does it it can dampen your mood. I will say. So I feel like that's what Kwame is feeling, but I hope things turn out for the better for them. So we go to Tiff and Brett. Tiff and Brett go to meet his friends, and he's discussing how his past relationships with girls, they've judged him based on his family. I'm not understanding what is the deal with his family. Were they what have they done that's so bad that people don't accept? Is it because they're just hood? Because that can't be the only reason why people don't accept him. Did they deal drugs? I know I know he comes from a lower socioeconomical background. So I guess with Brett in the industry he works in, he probably works with a lot of people who are educated and went to school. I don't think he went to school, so maybe other people, but not everyone who went to school or educated come from a great background either. So I don't know. Maybe he feels judged because of the past, the people he's dated in the past, and you know, I guess the company he keeps are vastly different from the way he grew up. So I guess that's what it is. But I can't see how if you coming from the hood and a hood family could, just have people write you off. That's just weird to me. People can't help where they come from. But again, Brett and Tiff are the darlings this season. I think they are in first place for being the front runners of the show, and then you have Bliss and Zach. But they're starting to annoy me because they just have just aimless and and meaningless deep. They have fake deep conversations, but I still like them. So we have Paul Wall and Frick, aka Micah. Something about Micah and her rabbit teeth. Oh, I don't know. Their whole situation is weird to me. I don't think they're gonna get married, and I think it's one of the spoiler alerts. There are spoiler alerts, spoilers left and right. But Paul is just his personality is boring. And please don't say, oh, he's a scientist, he's dull. That's not an excuse because I am a geek. I'm in a STEM occupation. I've been a science geek my whole life, and I am not boring. So it's probably just his nature. He just seems very anxious. I don't think he's ready to get married. He is just over analytical. Yes, as we all are. And I think he's just second guessing. And I think he is feeling cold feet. He's feeling like he's not sure he's making the right decision, but they're boring. So on to the next. So we have Zach and Bliss. Excuse me. And they go to meet Bliss's sisters. I'm assuming these are, is it two sisters or three? There's a whole gang of them. I think there's like three of them and Bliss's mom, and that's from her dad's their first marriage because Bliss also have two younger siblings from Shah. I think his name is Shah. Her dad's second marriage. And the mother's already crying. Oh boy, mom is just in tears. I know she's probably elated for Bliss, but you can see just Bliss's parents are so different. Where the mom is crying and she's so supportive, and Bliss's dad later on, you'll see he was just a jerk and just a smartass. The whole meeting with Zach, I kind of felt bad for Zach, but Bliss gave it right back to him. Yeah, so the meeting with the sisters and the mom was just one big cry fest. And Zach is telling the story about basically how Bliss was second pick. And Bliss was like, Mention it all. Do you guys know where that's from? Remember Bethany and Ramona was about to blow her spot up and talk shit about Bethany? Bethany was like, mention it all, why don't you? So Zach just discusses his fear of being rejected. He talks about his past. And, everybody's boo-hoo-hoo. They're boo-hooing. Listen, I was not crying because I'm in the early part of my cycle. If I were ovulating, listen, I would have been all types of crying and shit. But yeah, it was, touching, but it didn't move me enough. Check back with me in a couple of weeks. But it was very nice because Zach was talking about his mom, and um, Bliss's mom offered to be his mom. Yeah, it was very touching, but I can't cry right now. And Zach just keeps referencing fucking Romeo and Juliet. I'm like, Zach, okay, so Zach is the type, he gets nervous, he starts talking, he has these references that he circles back to. Those are his safe points to kind of drive home the point he's making. So I guess as a lawyer, I think lawyers have that. They have just like just a central statement or a go-to argument to try to bring together, the point that they're trying to make, I guess. He just kept talking about Romeo. Do y'all remember that song from the 90s? It's like Romeo and Juliet. Hot sex on the platter just to make you sweat. You's about to get in something you will never regret. And it's gonna be the bomb. This is what I bet. What a stupid song. Why are we? I was like, I had to be like 8 when that song came out. It's from the 90s. I don't know who's hot sex on a platter just to make you sweat. Oh my God. What a hood ass song. But anyways, every time he brought up Romeo and Juliet, that's I always finished it with hot sex on the platter just to make it sweet. But anyways, that was Zach's go-to. He won them over. Um, so yeah, it was just a cry fest, and they accept him. I think Bliss's sister questioned him about something. I'm not sure. But yeah, whatever. It was nice. On to the next. So Kwame and Chelsea go to meet her maternal side of the family. And again, she's gloating about him and gushing and just talks about how educated and smart he is, and soccer player and musician. And I'm probably reading too much into it, but I just feel like I don't like that, because would she be gloating about him so much if he were white? Is, does she feel like she needs to sell him because he's black? Like, he's black, but he has this and that and a master's degree, and I that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I could be, reading into it too much. But Kwame is able to sit there and yuck it up. Kwame's good around diverse backgrounds. He's like, yeah, yep, yep, yep. He's able to do that. He even talked about having a pet squirrel in Ghana. I um I didn't know they had squirrels in Africa or in the Caribbean. I've been to the Caribbean a few times. I've never seen a squirrel. Did Kwame make that up? Squirrels in Ghana? I thought squirrels were only in the United States. Anyways, I don't know. I got to Google that. But yes, and so that's his way of, I guess that was his way of connecting with the mom. He was talking to the mom. All in all, Kwame is a good charmer when he's in a group setting. He knows how to sell himself. He's a really good talker. I give Kwame that. I do. So where are we now? So now they're at the fitting, and oh my God, this scene was heartbreaking. I feel so bad. So they get to the girls get to the bridal shop, the guys get to the tuxedo shop, where, whatever. And so Marshall's getting fitted. All the boys are there, the grooms are there, and their friends are there. I guess they're groomsmen. So he's talking to people, and Brett gets a text from Tiffany, and Tiff alerts him that Jackie did not show up. Oh my God. This one of the foulest moments in reality TV. Um, Marshall's just telling his boys that he's R. Kelly, and Jacquelina makes him feel like he could fly. Meanwhile, Brett freaking poked a hole in his balloon and deflated him real quick, and told him, Jackie's not, she didn't show up. And you can see he just immediately, you could see just the air let out of him. He's deflated, he's dejected. Meanwhile, the scene cuts to Jackie and Curious George, aka Josh, Curious Josh, in a cafe where he's expressing his love. Guys, Jackie is gonna get her karma. She is not receiving good press. There is so much shit about her circulating these Love is Blind streets. So I don't know if you guys heard, allegedly, they were complaining about not having sex. Well, there were some texts released. She said she had a yeast infection. Turns out, I think Marshall discovered that she had herpes medication in Mexico. This is a mess. This is disgusting. Like, this is gross. And she should be ashamed of herself just to have all that come out. It may not be on national TV, but it's on these blogs and these YouTube streets and on these Reddits and on these Twitter streets. Like, she is just straight dogging him. He's too soft. He's like, what? Karma is going to rear its ugly head. And I don't feel too bad for Marshall, because Marshall, listen, better cut your losses now than spend years with someone and just be so unhappy and abused. So, listen, this rejection was God's protection for Marshall. So I don't feel too bad for him. It's a fleeting moment, Marshall, and this was a year ago, so I'm sure he's fine now. But count your lucky stars, because not everybody's lucky to escape unscathed from the hands of an abusive partner. So Josh is just professing his love for her in the cafe. She tells Josh that Marshall is too soft for her. And like I said in the first review, she wants to be manhandled. Well, she's gonna get what she wants. That's the only way she probably can feel, which is sad. Josh asked Jackie if she can see herself marrying him, and she said she's scared. So I don't understand why she came on the show. This show is for people who are ready to settle down and get married once and for all. This isn't a dating show. They have dating shows. For the life of me, what was the point of Jackie coming onto this show? It just seems like she just came on as an escape. But you're messing with people's feelings. Netflix needs to vet these people out, but I guess that's kind of hard, because someone can say one thing and rear their ugly heads like Jackie did at the end. So, and I don't think this meeting was their first meeting, because the way they kissed at the end of this scene, no, they've been seeing each other. So now it cuts back to Marshall, and he just looks like he's about to cry. Nobody, deserves that, but I pray that that doesn't change him for the worse. You when someone's rejected, you just keep being the good person you are. When someone does you wrong, they're gonna get their karma. So then here comes Vanessa Manillo. Like I said, those who know. Vanessa Manillo and the friends of the brides, they're discussing their wedding dress options, and they're talking to each family member, and there's tears. I couldn't stomach this part, because I remember going through all this like 14 years ago, and the unnecessary tears. Oh, it's oh. When I get married again, I'm going to the justice of the peace, calling it a day, and I'm going to, after that, have my honeymoon, shake my ass on a yacht. All right. None of this. But I guess for people, it's their first time, it's their wedding. Listen, go big, do what you want. do what you want, but I'm over it. So, where are we? So then Kwame's friends um come, and one of Kwame's friends is one of the guys from who were in the pods too, but didn't make it as a finalist. I guess Kwame's one of those people that makes friends everywhere they go, unless he had that friend before. But anyways, he's there. I guess he's a groomsman. And Kwame makes a speech. Again, Kwame is the gifted orator. He's just he's a good performer. I don't know if he's for real, but Kwame's just, he can speak. That I give him. Um, yeah, so, and I love a man in just a nicely tailored, fitted suit. I just love that. The one part of weddings I love is like, especially when men wear tails, like the British weddings. I love all that. Oh my God, tails. Man, it does it for me. Also, why is Micah's frenemy there? Oh, that girl with her double chin. What was her name? Shit, I forgot her damn name. Anyway, so Marshall and Jackie talk. Okay, this is like the final scene. After this, I don't think they even showed their faces anymore. This was so sad. So he wants to discuss what's going on. Why didn't she show up? And all Jackie is saying is she's emotionally drained. He's trying to plead with her to communicate. She just has a wall up. She's tired. She's tired and drained. Tired and drained. Jackie is not cut out for relationships. And I don't know, unless there's other things that are going on in the background, which I don't know if it has to do with the STD claims and the monostat and all this. It's just not making sense to the audience. If you as an audience are watching this and you don't know what's being said on Twitter and TikTok and all that, you would be confused. So I think they didn't show the other stuff. They must have not aired it and try to piece all this, but it's just not coherent. It's not cohesive. So, and I don't know if they're giving her this edit to make it look like she's crazy, but she even knows she's crazy. She just looks very depressed and undecided, always looking overburdened. And Marshall just looks pitiful and pleading with his fiance. And she said he's too needy, and she's going with Josh. And to add insult to injury, she said she's keeping the ring now. She should have gave back the ring. I think, okay, I don't know if there's an etiquette with this whole ring thing. If you actually walk down the aisle, you said I do, you spent some years with the person, you keep the ring. If you guys were engaged, did not walk down the aisle, but the groom cut it off, you keep the ring. If you cut the engagement off because he cheated or something, you keep the ring. If you cut it off because you're running away with someone, he keeps the ring. Jackie is foul. You can't play him, insult him in his face. You play in his face and get with the other guy and keep the ring. Who raised this girl? She has no class, no etiquette. I want to know who is responsible for this girl. I'm about to call the police. Because ain't no way. This girl is just all types of ratchet. Ratchetamiente. Dame más gasolina. She sure did give gasolina this whole season. The fuck? Well, I'm about to sneeze. Man, this virus kicking my ass. Anyway, so just disgusting. And this y'all Kang. There's this whole talk about, I don't really subscribe to it, but there's this whole talk online about men and their preferences and men liking different cultures of women. Something about Black women are not it, and other cultures are, and Hispanic women are more loyal. I've been seeing that. And I'm like, there you go. There go a Hispanic chick. What happened? ¿Qué pasó? Where's the loyal? Like Chris Brown said, these hoes ain't loyal. Shit. So that was very foul, and she's gonna get her karma in due time. And we never saw them again after this. Oh, and also she sends him on his way and says, "Take it easy." I'm telling you, this girl is callous. She is callous. All right, and you know what? I went online to look for those gold goblets. I need me some of them gold goblets so I can walk around, people not know how much liquor I got in my goblet. So now we back to Kwame and Chelsea, and I'm honestly annoyed by them. All right, I'm about to rush through this because this is taking too long. They have a photo shoot in tighty-whities. This was cringe. I was looking for skid marks on Kwame's pants. That was just, who wears stuff like that? That was disgusting. Cringe. That poor photographer. Whose idea was that? Again, in this same scene, Chelsea is on the verge of tears with happiness. She can't believe Kwame's is hers. Chelsea, he's yours. You can have him, okay? All of him. She's just enamored by him. I don't know if this is limerence talk or is she really head over heels. Kwame must got some stiff dick. Cause ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. You like it, I love it, Chelsea. So Kwame's trying to talk to his mom. She doesn't answer. Kwame, leave the woman alone. Africans and Caribbeans don't play that shit. And apparently the mom is deeply religious, which is even worse. Listen, these Caribbean religious, my mom's like that. These religious Caribbeans and Africans don't play nothing. You you know what my mom would say in this situation? Joage, you fe bagala lead. You fe bagala lead. You know what that means? The way you have conducted yourself, you have acted ugly. Lead means ugly. You made things ugly. The way you are moving is ugly. Basically, you are not following the established norms of our culture. You just up. First of all, you go on national television. Second of all, they don't know if this girl, if she's Catholic or Christian, what her religious is. Third of all, she's white. Because I think Chelsea said something about she's not a traditional Ghanaian woman. She's white. Fourth of all, um, what did I hit every point? You never presented her. Fifth of all, Kwame's parents didn't get to sit with her parents. Who are her parents? Who are her parents? Nakilakul sorti. You know what that means? So in Haiti, they want, when you're with someone, they want to know where in Haiti do they come from. Not only where they come from. Okay, she's from Washington. Okay, in Washington, where's she from? Seattle, yeah, Washington. Laku is like from what plot, I guess. What land plot are you from in that country? Okay, so my mom is from. I'll take my mom is from Jacmel. That's southern Haiti. In Jacmel, there's different districts. Okay, she's from this part. Within that district, then you have your plot of land. Everybody has land. Then that's how it's called your habitation. That's where they can identify your family, your lineage. Okay, my father has. He's from up north. He's from Desaline. In Desaline, he's from I don't even some place, some habitation. Oh, you're from that habitation, so I know this. I know your great grandfather, your great great grandfather, your great. They married this person. They made that person. They tend to do this. They tend to do that. They're more religious. They're Catholic. They're Protestant. They can outline everywhere depending on what laku you from. When they don't know who you're marrying, it's like these parents are blind. They don't know who you are. It's scary for some cultures. They need to exactly know what stock of people you're from. It's very important. I know for some Americans, that's not, I guess I can liken to what hood, what set you from. I don't know how to liken it to America, but in other parts of the diaspora of Africa and the Caribbean, that's how it is. That's why his mom is not having no parts. She said, fuck you and Netflix and Love is Blind and Chelsea, basically. But I'm glad later on that Kwame's siblings support him. Um, so yeah, so Kwame, yep, not trying to hear it at all. And also, where are we? Then we're with Brett and Tiff. Tiff is just huffing and puffing and crying. She's like, she don't even want a wedding and she's overwhelmed. She got boogers all up in her nose. I don't understand why she's crying, but I'm glad I like the way Brett held her and just listened to her. Oh, I just wish, man, Brett is, I keep saying this, a breath of fresh air. Just to have a man to just hold you and listen to you. And what more can you ask for? They act like women are so difficult. We're simple. Just hold us and listen to us and break us off with some stiff dick. But anyway, she seems overwhelmed. That's a red flag. I hope she's not a runaway bride. But I think one of the spoilers, I think they did end up getting married. Who knows? So he's just so sweet. Maybe Tiffany is scared because she's probably like, this is all too good to be true. Um, yeah, something was off with her at dinner. Oh God. So now here we go. Mr. Shah Portes Zahidi. Anyway, Bliss's dad. I think his name is Shah. So they go meet um the dad and the stepmom, and she has two siblings, a boy and a girl. The little boy what's his name? Zahid, and the girl is Zia. And the girl came in too cool for school with her fur vest on, but they forgot to wipe them crumbs off her face. I know she is mortified. These tweens, I'm telling you, these tween girls, they think they are the bee's knees. I'm raising one right now, and they just, whew, they are something else. So, um, yeah, Bliss's dad was cold. And you could tell Zach was so nervous. They didn't connect on anything. I guess he's a golfer. Zach does not golf. So in his nervousness, Zach just started rambling about what he knows best, which is the law. And Bliss's dad was like, man, I don't give a fuck about that. And I felt bad for him. So every time he spoke, he just stared intently at Bliss. And I think Bliss recognized that he was scared, so she kept his eye contact. You see that? See, that's true partnership where you could be in a public setting and sense that your partner, your person is nervous or something's off. So it's like because she was at one side of the table, they were far away from each other. But basically, her keeping his gaze, he did not even look at her dad because he was so nervous as he talked about his love for Bliss. He stared intently at Bliss, and Bliss held his stare. That was basically like her from a distance holding his hand. Bliss is good for him. Bliss is really good for him because just to have that, even at a distance, you guys are holding each other's hands. Whew, that was just, it's comforting. And I hope Zach doesn't take it for granted. And I felt bad. And he was just, the father was still not impressed. He was just being pessimistic and dismissive the whole time, but probably because he's been through a failed marriage. He was not budging in his opinion, but Bliss was giving it right back to him. Again, like Kwame's mother, he is an immigrant. Probably is an immigrant or first generation. They have their ideologies on marriage. Listen, marital ideologies are different across the world. So they have a very traditional sense of marriage, which probably doesn't exist anymore because now our rates are through the roof. Through the roof. Gen Zs have a different idea of marriage. I think he's stuck on them only knowing each other for 20 days. That's the thing. But right now, look, you could know someone for 20 years and it still doesn't work out, as in my case. Um, you could date someone forever. You feel like it's going to be forever, and then you divorce. You can meet someone and are engaged 3 months later, and it lasts a lifetime. Right now, life is too short to be trying to subscribe to these norms that are they don't seem to be working anymore. We live in a new age, new times. So for my kids, I would probably push back a little too, but at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want. These, kids are grown, especially when people are in love. They're going to make decisions that you may not find prudent. The only thing I would tell my kids, and if I were Bliss's dad, is just protect yourself legally. That's the number one advice I give to everybody now. People used to frown upon prenups and all of this. Oh no, prenup means it's going to fail. Not necessarily. It's protection. Just like you get car insurance, that doesn't automatically mean you will get into an accident. You have home insurance, you have life insurance, you need some kind of marital insurance. I wholeheartedly subscribe to that now. That's the only advice I would give to my kids and to other people. It's just a form of protection. It saves you money, and it's you just have something legally binding, take away heartache, and you have a clean slate. That's it. That's the only thing I would say. Do what you want, go get married, whatever, just protect yourself and your assets. That's it. 20, you can get married in 30 days, I don't give a fuck. Just protect yourself. So yeah, the father was just not, he was not likable either, just very condescending. But Bliss is gonna do what she wants. I just hope it works because I would hate for her father to come back and say, I told you so. So we're back to Kwame and Chelsea, and again, empty conversations. Oh, I love you. I'm at peace when we get together at the altar. Oh, I just can't wait to say yes. Just empty convos. Again, Zach and Bliss talking about just Bliss and being second best, and then Bliss goes off on a tangent about something. Bliss always is, I just yeah, do you like that? Yeah, no, the grammar. What she went off about, don't say but, say and, because but negates everything. But yeah, but if you have a big but, then you can use but. I wouldn't use but, I would use and, because that's not proper vernacular. That's not a proper predisposition, because conjunction, junction, what's your function? Did you like Schoolhouse Rock? I watched that a lot. Oh, Reading Rainbow was great too. I love that. And what else did I used to watch? Hooked on Phonics. Oh, it worked for me. Did it work for you? No, it didn't, because you used but a lot. Yeah. So, anyways, back to that. That's Bliss going off on just, and that's just her. Zach can do the same thing. They both are just two peas in a pod. I love them, but I'm annoyed by them. So again, Tiff and Brett go to meet Brett's father, and I think that was his brother. The father talked the whole time, and Tiff was gushing about Brett, and I guess they approve. And all the brother cared about was if Tiff approved of his hair. Weird. That was just a weird. These are all filler meetings just to fill the episode. Then the bachelor party, hot mess. What a hot mess! It was just talk. They were all just talking about their partners. There was some kind of burlesque. She was a chubby ass burlesque dancer. Again, very strange. Zach is talking about Bliss to his friends and say it was meant to be because we both had I Hope You Dance on our song list. Yay! And owls, just owls. She loves owls and I love owls. It was just empty talk. And then over at the girls' bachelor party, they're just talking. Micah and friends and Shelby, they're wasted, and then they freaking FaceTime Paul, and she keeps asking Paul, "Do you like me?" This girl, she's not confident in her relationship with Paul. Why does she keep asking that? It's just bizarre. Something's up with. It's just weird. Unless she's sensing that Paul is not 100% into the relationship. I don't think Paul is. Their whole thing is weird. So it's wedding day. Again, Chelsea is elated. Chelsea is so sure. She's the only one that's not crying, that's not second guessing, that's, not overwhelmed. She is just ready to go. She's 100% into Kwame, all about this. She has no qualms about it, no cold feet. And the venue is beautiful, might I say. And Chelsea meets Kwame's sister, Barbara. Barbara is, oh, I like her. She had her nice orange dress on. It fit her really well. She was beautiful. And they had a heartwarming little moment. Um, she she gave Chelsea a kente cloth clutch, like a little clutch purse, and it was very colorful. Chelsea said, I love color. And I didn't know how to take that. Like, you like color, like pinks and, fabric color, or do you like colored people, Chelsea? What you talking about, Chelsea? So now, yeah, it was a beautiful venue. The powdered pink that the bridesmaids wore was very pretty. I love that. It's like a soft powder pink. Um, Chelsea's dad walked her down the aisle. I just love the way her dad reassured her. He said, "You've been a great daughter." I almost cried. If it were the latter part of my cycle, I would have been bawling. But you've been a great daughter. You're going to be a great wife. Very beautiful. She read her vows. Very touching. Kwame didn't have to write his vows. He just expressed himself because, again, Kwame is a great orator. He is a charismatic speaker. That I love about Kwame. Can really he really knows how to express himself and the right words to choose. Haitians love that when a man so basically in a Haitian wedding, the part that everyone is waiting for. I don't know about now. This was back in the day. All the weddings I went to and traditional Haitian weddings. The part that everyone's waiting for, not the I do. They don't give a fuck about the I do. They care about the discours. Discours is speech. Basically, they care about the best man speech. That is like the highlight. And you in a best man speech, you need to be charismatic. You need to be witty. You need to be able to drive the point home and give some kind of funny, anecdotal speech about the couple and then bring it all together in the end and give, a toast. That's what everyone is waiting for. Kwame would be great at that. I give him that. Kwame ain't a looker, but he's a talker for sure. So that's the end of that. Chelsea said, "I do, y'all." Now, is Kwame going to say "I do," or is he going to SK it out and say "I do not"? Word on the street is they're married. I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have seen the spoilers. There are spoilers all around, so I don't know. There is a Twitter thread I'm going to make a video about where it is spilling some crazy ass tea. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Help your girl out. And let's see what happens in the upcoming episodes, which drops, I think, next Friday. And then next Sunday, I am not going to miss this. They are having a live. Is it going to be live on Netflix? I've never seen anything live on Netflix, but they are having a live reunion. People have been saying that Nick Lachey and Vanessa should not host the reunion. A lot of people said Andy should host from Bravo. I second that. I also think they should take audience questions like Bravo does. They need to take audience questions. Also, they were thinking Lauren Hamilton or Lauren Speed Hamilton, remember from the first, I think they were on the first season, to host. I don't think they would be brutal. I think this reunion needs to be brutal. That's what needs to happen. So I don't know. Most likely Nick and Vanessa are going to they're going to host, but they need to come with it seriously. So thank you guys for listening, and until next time, bye. Bye.